So when we started collecting the World Wide Web, we just did the same sorts of things that the search engines did. It's basically a computer that clicks on every link on every web page and then records its result. Then it goes and gets that web page and then adds it in and then clicks on every one of those links and then just keeps going and going and going until you get to the end. Well, it turns out there is no end. The web is in fact infinite. So we prioritize it to try to go and make sure we've got some pages from every website every 2 months, and we have since 1996. Then we made it into the Wayback Machine by making it so that if you type in a URL, it shows you all of the past versions and you can surf the web as it was. We thought it would be kind of a quirky, fun thing for people that have kind of lost their websites or something like that. But it turns out that lots and lots of people use it. It's used by about 500,000 people every day. Lose it. So that's a problem. But there's also trying to contextualize it. So can you read the old format? So we've had to go and translate our movies that maybe have come in MPEG-2 or some other formats 5 times. And we've had to go back over all of them and redo them 5 times to go and keep them so that they're in use. So that is an ongoing diligence, but that isn't even really the problem. The problem is in institutional failure. What happens to libraries is they burn. They get burned by governments. That's not a political statement, it's just historically what happens. The Library of Congress is already burned once. So if that's what happens to libraries, let's design for it. If the Library of Alexandria had made a copy and put it in either India or China, we'd have the other works of Aristotle, the other plays of Euripides. It would be great, but they didn't. And why not? A large part is ego. You sort of say, well, it's expensive. Yeah, not really. It's mostly ego. And sort of, if you take your crown jewels and move it someplace else, well, are you less for it? If there's multiple copies, are you less for it? And there's starting to be a generation of people that are living in this multiple copy world. Wikipedia basically says, go ahead, make a Wikipedia 2. Take everything that we've done and make Wikipedia 2. That's bold. That's a really interesting thing. We've gone and made partial copies of ourselves and put it in the new Library of Alexandria, which is a beautiful place, and also a partial copy in Amsterdam, and Access for All as data centers there that they've donated those spaces. So the idea of having large-scale archives in other political areas such that they go through their different ups and downs based on different forces. That, I think, is really the way to make a Library of Alexandria version 2 that will last for at least as many centuries and hopefully more centuries